Welcome. It is no accident that you have found your way to the Release the Genie podcast. What would you do with 3 wishes? And what if you discovered that you are in fact that very genie that could grant them? Well, join us now as we discover who our next genie is as we listen in and learn the stories of triumph, inspiration, and passion with some very special guests. And now, without further delay, your host of the Release the Genie podcast, Mr. Paul Rogers.
So good afternoon, good morning, and good evening from wherever you're joining from around the world. I am so excited. At this time, I have a fantastic guest. Her name is Ipek Williamson, and she is a legend. She is killing it on LinkedIn at the moment. And she's a life coach. She's a contributor to Biz Catalyst 360, which if you haven't joined and read it so far, you have been missing out. She's also super interested in mind mastery. She's a Ho'oponopono practitioner, which I'm hoping I got that right because it's a bit of a mouthful, and the science of well-being. And so I have great pleasure of being able to introduce the wonderful Ipek. So how are you doing today?
I'm very well, Paul. Thank you for having me.
No,
I'm very excited.
Well, I kind of figured that the genie aspect would really appeal to you. So, so today you are going to be our genie, and we are very excited to learn about all your wisdom and advice from the great genie. So let's kick it off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a life coach, and this journey started for me after working for more than 20 years as an executive assistant for the top managers of several companies. And I'm aiming to touch the lives of as many people as possible and help them to become what they want to be, really. I feel like I'm a culmination of life experiences as a mother, wife, sister, daughter, friend, colleague. But I also love reading, learning new things every day. I can't stop learning. I love it. And my mission is to create a spark in the eyes of everyone whom I come in contact with. And I intend to help everyone and any relationship that needs healing, improvement, especially the relationship with oneself. And through insight coaching, I bring out the potential in people and motivate them to act. To give an example to you, let's say I have a client who has goals and dreams that they want to create or realize. They are here, their goals are over there on the other side of the river. And I, as their coach, serve as a bridge for them to pass over the river and reach their dreams. That doesn't have to be a big dream. Sometimes small obstacles make our lives difficult, and that could be easily solved and removed too. So we sometimes tend to love to torture ourselves and insist on living with problems. But why would we? Why seeing that we are stuck and not doing anything about it, not asking for help? So most of my clients actually regret not doing anything about their challenges earlier in their lives when they come and see how simple it is to remove so many problems that we think too hard to solve. Because when you look at a problem from the same angle for a long time, you start becoming blind to other angles that could also be considered. And I, as their coach, help them to see those other angles and see their way to happiness, success, abundance, resources, whatever they feel the need for. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. That's who I am.
That's lovely. I mean, the images which were going through my mind there were fantastic. I mean, it's fair to say that you're not just a life coach. You take a very holistic approach to people, and that's who you are, though, isn't it?
It is spirituality and connecting with internal powers, your own self, is so important to me. For that reason, the aspect of being a human being and having the ability to change our lives is amazing. And I really want everyone to be able to see that, to get that, because they have it in them.
Yeah.
They already have it. And I just try to help them to remove it to the surface. That's all.
I mean, that's very empowering stuff, because a lot of people, they always are looking for something external to them, when actually what you are saying is, you know, I can guide you to the journey inside instead.
Absolutely. Exactly what I mean.
That's really powerful stuff. And I love that, because that in my mind, that's what sort of separates the good from the extraordinary. So that's wonderful stuff. Tell me then, so what was your aha moment? What was the time where you actually decided that you were going to release yourself from the lamp? What was a sort of a setback which you overcame?
I have experienced an epic ego death in 2018 due to a work-related unfortunate event. And my soul really crushed and burned. And that pushed me to exploring myself, my life, my purpose, who I want to be, who am I? And when I realized that I can help people by coaching them toward the best version of themselves, I have literally risen from my ashes and found a new purpose. And meditation, spirituality, reading, watching, listening, studying became my bread and butter from that point on. So that was my fall down, and then go from there towards higher. And I think it works for me, because I'm living the happiest times of my life right now.
No, I can see and I can feel the energy. It's a very happy, radiating energy, and using your own personal experience. A lot of people would have just fallen down and stayed down, but you didn't there.
Mm-hmm. I stayed a little bit,
Yeah.
but I could manage to move from there, and I really realized that I need to do something. I'm still young. I have a life. I need to leave this behind and use it as a motivation, as a starting point to open a new page in my life and recreate myself.
That's exciting times. I mean, that really is, you know, taking your own voyage and then taking other people with you on that. That's very exciting stuff.
Yeah, actually, what I thought, I could help myself, and I'm good. I'm fine now. Why not helping others to feel the same way? Because I know I've been there. I experienced it, and I know how bad it is. So I really want to help.
Yeah, no, and to be honest, if anyone was to describe a release the genie moment, I think that was actually said perfectly there. And there is no chance you getting back in that lamp anytime soon, is there?
Hopefully not.
Well, look, tell us what one of your a quote that you sort of inspires you, or something which you sort of one of your mantras or something like that.
Yeah, actually, I have a few, if I may
Oh,
share
please
them.
do. No, please.
The first one, the one that I love the most, is by Benjamin Disraeli, and he says, the greatest good you can do for another is not just to share your riches, but to reveal to him his own. That's the definition of coaching to me.
Yeah.
That's definition of what I do. I just let them see that they have it in them. And this quote, I mean, I wouldn't say, nobody could have said it better, I would think.
That's, you know, a powerful politician in his day, but that's deep philosophy. That's deep thinking there. So, you teased us with maybe more than one. So now you're on the roll. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to pin you on that one. So what's your next one?
So you must know her, Abraham Hicks, and she has a quote. She says, "Everything is always working out for me." That is so motivational to me. That's what I say every morning to myself on the mirror. That's what I suggest all my clients to say to themselves. I have my son, my husband, everybody say that, because what you say, what you hear is what you are, what you believe.
Yeah.
So when you say everything is always working out for me, it will.
It means that you actually look at life as not a series of bad things, but a series of challenges and obstacles to go around rather than just stopping dead with it.
Absolutely. It's the fun. It's fun dealing with challenges. I love to see a problem. It's like a puzzle to me.
Yeah.
I love to solve it. I love to help someone solve their problems. It's a puzzle. It makes me excited. Funny.
Wow, that is amazing. We haven't even got to the wish section yet, and I'm already ahead in my bank here. So that's just wonderful. Is there another, or shall we see if we?
There's one more.
Oh, look at this.
That's the last one, I promise. That one is something that I said, and it's mine. And I said to myself, if one person could do something, I certainly can do too. So that's my motto. And when you think about that, there's nothing that you cannot do.
No, that's really, really good. I love it. It's really good. And yeah, you need to post that. You need to you need to say something, and make sure you put in brackets Genie, close brackets.
Okay, will do.
That's really nice. I mean, and it kind of encompasses both what you said beforehand, and it molds it into the last one. So that's lovely. Well, impressive. Wow.
It's
I struck gold here today.
Life philosophy.
Yeah, I think I struck gold here. I'm not going to let you go now. You realize it's going to go on and on. So we've already talked about sort of your release the Genie moment. Is there been another sort of a setback or a failure? I know you love challenging yourself on the puzzles. Has there been anything which sort of has been a most memorable one for you?
Well, during my soul searches, I realized that I had a strong focus on scarcity. I had so many negative beliefs, worries, and fears that I had to work on. And I had issues with forgiving myself and others. So those became the main things I had to literally fix one by one about myself. So I had to work hard on them. And I believe I did a good job because I can literally tell you that I removed fear from my system.
Wow. That's anyone who's listening at that point. I mean, this is being vulnerable and also being affirmative at the same time. So, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, all this COVID going on, everything is happening, and business is not doing the greatest or anything, but I don't have any fear because I know everything is always gonna work out for me.
That's
No fear.
yeah, no, it's that's really, really nice. I mean, I can see how the puzzle now is all fitting together. It's fascinating. Wow. Well, look, what are you working on at the moment? Let's give us a little clue of what you're up to at the moment.
Yeah, I'm coaching. I love coaching. I have clients, and I have a website, ipekwilliamsoncoaching.com, and everything about me is there, really. And I also write blogs, and I love writing, as you know.
Yes.
So that's what I do. It's my life. My life is coaching, helping as many people as possible. Not necessarily getting money for it every time. It's also helping just for the sake of helping, for feeling the good feelings that it gives me. And that's the best, actually.
You're so right, because the society has been obsessively measuring success by financial means. And was I productive today and all that? But actually, that's not the real game, is it? That's sort of a sideshow.
It is. Well, when you do something good, when you help people, the other side comes automatically.
Yeah, yeah.
It comes.
Yeah, no, I know you agree. You know, can't have one without the other. No, it's really good, and yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to be true to who you are, and not sacrifice yourself for, the dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
my goodness me, we're now going to get to the wishes section. I might as well just so as you know, I get to ask the all-powerful, all-wisdom-seeking genie for three wishes. So here we go. You ready for this? Here we
Yes.
go. Okay, number one. What was the best advice you have ever received in your life?
Okay. A very wise friend of mine told me, you can't change people, but you can change their perspective by setting a positive example. That stayed with me all my life, and it started to make more and more sense to me as I got older.
Mm.
I love that. You cannot change other people. You can say or do whatever you like, they won't change. But what you do and how you are presenting an example to them might change how they look at things, how they look at uh, how they their perspective changes. So that has been a very good um, advice.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems, again, a lot of societies and a lot of people's problems is their attempt to try and change somebody. You hear that all the time in a relationship, and it never ever works, does it? It's so much heartache and disappointment there, isn't there?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And especially we see that in romantic relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, people get together and they see other person's flaws, and they think that, well, it's okay to change him or her in future. Well, they won't change. They
No,
won't.
no, and to be honest, yeah, they just need to be shown that there is a third way, the path, which is just change people's perspective rather than actually trying to do something which you actually have no control over whatsoever.
By being a good example in
Yeah.
what you do. Yeah.
A lot of leaders, they talk the talk, but actually what that's saying is you got to walk the walk. You got to be an example.
Yes. Yes. Not it, what you say is not important. What you do is important.
Yeah. No, and to be honest, you're well backed up with a heavyweights of philosophy on that. So you're in good company there. So okay, number wise Genie. Let's go and see how number 2 wish how you get on with that one. What advice would you give your younger self?
I would say there's so much more to life than you think. Go out and find it. Make your happiness your priority and quiet your mind so that you can hear what your intuition tells you.
Yeah, no, it's sort of leading on to the perspective point as well, isn't it? It's, do you find that people sort of get boxed in by themselves?
Absolutely, they do, really. We think that life is much more complicated than it is. Actually, it's simpler. Yeah. And we need to be able to see that. We need to really quiet our minds so that we can start hearing.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. It's there's a quote just popped into my mind, is make it simpler, don't simplify. And so, actually the route of least resistance is actually, yeah,
absolutely.
No. Oh, that's great. I mean, I'm well ahead in the wish stakes here. So I'm going to move on to my last one, which is, could you share one personal habit that as attributes to your success?
One word: meditation.
Oh.
Yeah, I owe so much to regularly meditating every day. It helps cleaning and calming my mind, getting ready for the day, visualizing my goals. I cannot think of a life without meditation. It's amazing. It made wonders for me, really.
That's very powerful, and anyone thinks that's a bit woo-woo, that's just not the case, is it?
Well, if anyone thinks that way, I would be sorry for them.
Yeah.
Exactly, because it has so much great impact in one's life. If you do it regularly, you start seeing it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's got to be consistent, because it's a bit like people wanting to get the beach body. They go to the gym once and work out, and that's it. It doesn't work like that, does it?
I have been meditating every day. It's been 3 years now. I never missed a day, and I love it. I think I owe everything I do or I have today to meditation.
That's amazing, and what a fantastic piece of advice. I mean, as you said before, it's the simple things, but the simple things done well. Yeah.
I mean, I wish everybody in the world would meditate. This world would be a much different place.
Oh man. Oh yes. We're trying not to get into the politics, but I agree. Just imagine if that were the case, and tweets and things like that were removed. Imagine the yes. Well, to be honest, I think the audience will very much agree that actually that was fantastic. So thank you very much on that. I know you're an avid reader and a consumer of knowledge. So what's one of the books you would recommend to people to get into?
Actually, again, I'm gonna offer 2 books.
Okay, good.
Not one. One of them is Ramtha. It's the White Book. Ramtha, the White Book, by J.Z. Knight. It's channeling by J.Z. Knight, and she channeled Ramtha in that book, and it is really amazing.
Wow.
spirituality at its best.
Wow. That's great. It's not one on my bookshelf, so I'm going to be wanting to get the link to that one. So that's wonderful. Go on then. You're in for two. So what's your second one?
The other one is The Gift of Imperfection by Brené Brown.
A classic, a very, very good one.
Wonderful book. I would recommend that highly.
I mean, I see her quotes put up by people all over the place, and I've yet to find a bad one, to be honest.
Yeah, she's really amazing. Yeah.
No, that's incredible. Two great, see, two for the price of one. Without knowing, you're adding value twice fold rather than just the one. So good for you. So, where can we find you? That's going to be the big thing, because you've really set the stage for us beautifully. So tell us where we can find and hang out with you.
Well, I'm mainly on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. There's a wonderful community there, and I love my friends there. And the communication is amazing, and it has quite a high level communication. Really, that's what I like. That's what I am looking for, learning from each other, and I really do learn there. So that's why I'm there most of the time. But other than that, obviously my website, and I'm reachable through my website, through LinkedIn, anywhere, through Facebook. All over the place, Twitter, everything.
Yeah, you're completely social media'd, so that.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
So Ipek is plugged in. That's what we need to know from that. But I'm just going to mention on your posting, not only you learning from others, we and as well when we follow your posts, we're learning from you. So, if anyone likes the three wishes, you get to actually channel a bit of the genie whenever you have a look at your posts. So thoroughly recommend it. Have you had a good time?
I had wonderful time. It was amazing. So much fun. Thank you.
So it's been an absolute pleasure having you on as a genie. As I said, I think that we are well ahead in the game of value. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. And you've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lady that walks the walk. She's going to make it simple. She's going to follow you. And she's only willing to teach what she knows, and also she will know where she goes, then you can follow. So wonderful. Thank you very much again, and happy traveling off into the Arabian sunset.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Well, that's a wrap. You have been listening to yet another episode of the Release the Genie podcast with host Paul Rogers. Be sure to follow Paul on the LinkedIn platform and learn more of Paul's resources at www.takeactionacademy.ca. And until next time, as always, be mindful and be sure to release your genie. Thanks for listening.